Kash Patel's girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins, sues this guy, Sam Parker. I don't even know who he is. Apparently he ran for Senate. I think he lives in Utah since this is in Utah federal court, I'm assuming. I don't know much about Kash Patel's girlfriend, to be honest with you. I do know she's a country music singer. It sounds like from this, she's had a couple of other jobs too. I do realize she's younger. Kash is in his 40s. She's in her 20s. I think they met when she was maybe 24, according to this. I think they started dating in 2023. I have not finished reading through the complaint, but this is clearly for defamation. And it's about some of the allegations that I'm sure some people have seen online about her potentially being a honeypot and working for the Mossad or being connected to the Mossad. I don't fully know. I have not gotten through all of this. I haven't even really gotten to the defamatory statements. I do think it's like kind of funny though, because I feel like if somebody said that about me, I would be flattered because it means like they're like, oh, she's attractive. Like, you're not gonna call like somebody ugly a honeypot. I do think this is interesting though, and I am curious to see if there's gonna be more litigation around kind of claims of this nature, because while I know that there's like all this talk about honeypots, right? I know that there's been a lot of other allegations about people being paid by people that might not be true. So I don't know, like, are those people gonna come out and litigate those claims? I do think this is a really interesting one though, because since she's the one bringing the litigation and she's saying that these claims are false, like ultimately she has to prove that they're not true. So like there's just so much that would have to be brought in on this case that would have to come from like say this was true, like say his allegations against her were true, like you would have to get like clandestine top secret material to defend yourself. Although I guess he could say like he had a reasonable source maybe, because he's like the actual malice standard would likely apply. I mean, she's a public figure, she's a country music artist. I think she has a show of some sort. I think the big questions in this case are going to be around, were his statements opinions and not actually statements of fact, and if the actual malice standard is at play. I would think she seems like she's a political figure from what I can see here, or a public figure, but I guess probably that dates back to all of these different statements too. She's been a country music artist for some time, so I would guess that those are the main arguments for the defendant in this case, since I don't know that he's gonna have evidence. Like, even if she was, I don't think he'd be able to have that evidence unless he like really had a good source, and then that would play into the actual malice. There might be some like kind of public concern here too. But yeah, I'm just curious, like, do you think this is going to start a string of litigation around these things? Because people have been hurling stuff around for like this for a while about other people too. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments.